learning Linux. We have already started basic Linux, and here the very first question will come into your mind. Sir, I don't have a Linux machine to practice, so how I can practice it? So I am giving you a simple hack where you can start practicing Linux commands immediately after the class is over. So now I will request you to be have attention in your class. So there are multiple ways to learn the Linux. The most preferred way is creating your own Linux machine, installing VirtualBox. So how you can do that? So you need to go to VirtualBox. You can see there is Oracle VirtualBox. Then there are multiple. Microsoft also is having VirtualBox. So I will recommend to download one of VirtualBox. Then go to Ubuntu official site, and here in download section you have to download Ubuntu server. Remember, we work as a DevOps engineer. We will be working on a server instances, not on a desktop. So here you can see you will get the option download Ubuntu server. You click it and download it. So, but for, this will take a time. It will take at least 1 to 2 hours to download all setup. I will suggest you to do it as per your time availability. If you are freshers, you don't have college commitments, then you can do it as per availability. If you are experienced, then you can try this on your weekend, and we will help you to create that as well. But for now, we don't need to wait till we get our own Linux machine. So what, how to start the practice? Okay, so then you have to do open a Google and type here play with Docker. So if you have heard about Docker, so this is a tool which we are going to use, or we are going to learn it detail. For time being, what we are going to do, we are using this environment for practicing Linux. So here you can see play with Docker. I have already logged in, so it is giving me a start. If you are logged in to the first time, it will ask you to use your Gmail account, and you can using Gmail account, you can log in to this. So once you logged in, you will see this kind of console where you will see their time is running. So you can avoid it because this session will be active for 2 hours, and 2 hours are more than enough for the practicing Linux commands. Okay, so here click on add new instance, and one Linux machine will be available in front of you at your service. So now this is our machine where we can practice Linux commands and do whatever we want. So you can see this is a warning. This is a sandbox environment. Using personal credentials is highly discouraged. Any consequence of doing so are completely the user's responsibilities. So this is a sandbox environment, and they are suggesting us to do not use it for your official work or any confidential data. Don't use your local email address, etc. on this machine because this is a sandbox. Okay, then let's see, this is our console. Means if you have your own Linux machine, you will be able to see similar console, right? So you may have worked on a command line if in your laptop. So this is the same approach. So this Linux operating system is not different than your Windows operating system, but it is more secure and more versatile than the Windows operating system. So now we are using Windows Server. Why we are using Windows Server? Because being a DevOps engineer, we will be deploying applications on a Linux server. Though it may be a .NET application, Python, Java, we will use Linux servers 19% of the time. There will be the rare cases, rare scenario where we will be using Windows servers or any other servers. So it depends companies to company and what technology you are using. But 80 to 90% of the time you will be dealing with Linux servers as a DevOps engineer. Okay, so now here It is a command line, means you will not have any graphical user interface. So what you have to do is using only keyboard. Your mouse will not work here, and this is the console which we are going to use. So I will show you in next sessions how you can use a mouse as well. But for the time being, let's use it as it is so that you will get familiarity with it and little confidence with it. So first thing first, what we want to do, we are connected to a Linux server, which is provided by the Docker Labs Play with Docker environment. So first thing, to connect any server, we want to know which server we are logged in. So how to check that? Then there is a command called hostname. So this command hostname will show you the name of a server. Okay. So is it readable to all? Let me know in the, you can read it whatever I am typing, or do you want a little bit more font size? Okay, it's readable. Okay, I will take it yes as readable. Okay, cool. So because what we are doing, we are spending our entire time today's session on this black screen. Here we are learning basic Linux commands to start with. Okay. So now here we come to know which server we are logged in. So what is command? It is a host name. If you have worked on Windows, you will may have used a similar command. Just a second. Let me see if there is a way to make it a full screen. So that okay, a little bit I would like to increase the font. Sorry, it become too big. Okay, now I think it should be good for everyone. Let me decrease a little bit. Okay, yeah, perfect. Now it is little bit increased. Even if someone is watching from mobile, he will easily read it. Okay, good. So first command is hostname. It will show you which server you are logged in. So here you can see the name of server is node 1. So node 1 is a name of server. Then here we want to check by which user we are logged in. So then command is who am I? So if you are this is attending the second session, then I will expect answers from you in the comment box. Okay. So now here you can see I type the command who am I. It shows username as root. So in our Windows, we know admin user has full access and right. Similarly, in Linux, root is used as an admin user who has full rights to the machine, and he can make changes like creating a files, creating user accounts, giving permissions, installing applications, uninstalling applications. All this stuff can be done with the root user account. So root is admin of the Linux machine. Okay, now you can see it is I am came at the end of the line. So I will use clear CLEAR. So it will clean the session and you will able to type it again. So here we learn how to check computer name. We learn how to check username. Then let's start create a folder. Okay, we want to create a folder. In Windows it is easy, right click new create folder, it will folder will get created. But as I said, this is a command line interface, CLI. So mouse will not work here. Whatever we have to do, we have to use our keyboard only, and we have to play with this console. Then question will be, sir, why we are using commands only? So you may have a question why it is not having a graphical user interface or GUI interface. The reason is we are doing this for once, means we will, as a DevOps engineer, our task is automate the processes, automate everything. Then having command line or knowing command helps you to automate the things, and we will create the scripts. So writing these commands in a sequential, it will execute the process. So we don't need to do manual things again and again. So for example, whatever will be the task which we are doing every day, let it may be installing application, copying files, copying folders, we will automate it using CI/CD tools and scriptings. So we are going to learn in upcoming sessions. But for that, we need to learn the commands very well. So do we need to learn Linux in depth? No, we just need to learn 50 to 60 commands. Out of that, only 10 to 20 commands which we'll be using daily basis. For example, those commands which we don't, even if we forget some commands, because we are human beings. So these commands are easily available on internet using Google prompt. You can see the commands and execute it. What is necessity? You must know how to use it. That's the main intention. Okay, now here let's create the directory. Before creating directory, we need to check where we are. So it is pwd, means present working directory. If you type pwd, it will show you this path /root. Just like in our C, we see C colon slash Windows slash system file slash something, right? Similarly, in Linux, everything will start with root. So /root is your main path, where all it you can consider it like your C drive, C path. So this is root. Now here I want to create the directory. To how we can create directory? The command is mkdir. Mkdir means make directory. Whatever name you want to give it, let's say give directory, and it will create a directory. So here you can see it doesn't give any error, and again I got the console. It means command executed successfully. So mkdir directory. So this command should have created one directory named directory. So how to check that? Then there is a next command ls. Ls means list. So ls will show you whatever files and directories are available in your Linux server. So you can see here ls is showing directory. So this is we have created just now. Okay. Now if I want to create some files inside that directory, but here I have seen I am at pwd. Here you can see it is a tilt symbol, means it represents root. If I type pwd again, present working directory, it will show you are at root folder. Now we have to create some files in this directory. So how we can do that? So first we need to change the path, just like we use command prompt in Windows. Similarly, we will type cd and then we will type first name of a directory, and I can press tab key. So you can see it will auto complete and it will show you directory automatically. So that easy it is. I will show it again. Please pay attention. So now here I have done pwd and it shown me I am in the root folder. Now my intention is I want to go inside this directory. So cd stands for change directory, and I will type D and then press tab. So if there is a single file or folder named D, it will auto-complete. If there are multiple, then it will not show you the name. So now I type cd D, press a tab, then it shows me a complete directory name. I will press enter. So now as soon as I press enter, you will see earlier it was showing only tilt. Now it is showing tilt/directory. It means whatever files or directory I will be creating, those will get created inside this. So how to create files? So in Windows, we use a right click new file and we create the files. Here we can create multiple files at the same time, or we can create a single file. So touch is a command which is used to create multiple files. So let's say I want to create multiple files. So I will type file 1, file 2, file 3. So what I have done, I have just given a space, and this will create 3 files. See the command touch touch and press enter. So you can see it has been created successfully because we can see the cursor is successful. So again, we have learned how to check these files. ls for list. So I will type ls, and you can see these 3 files are created inside this slash directory. Okay, so now here if I do pwd, let's do pwd to check present working directory. So now here you will see it is showing slash root slash directory. Earlier when I do a first time pwd here, it was showing slash root, but now it is showing slash root slash directory. Why? Because we have used a command cd directory, and I have taken my cursor into this. So these 3 files are available in this path root directory. So this is a command, touch command, which we can use to create one or multiple files. In Linux, extension is optional. For some files, even if you don't give any extension, a file will get created. Extension is required until unless you have to do special files. So extension is optional in Linux. You can skip it. Okay. Then next thing, I created a file. Now I want to write or I want to create data. So now we learn using touch command, we can create multiple files at the same time. Similarly, we can create a single file as well using touch command. But now there is other way to create the file. So just like to create a file in Windows, what we do? We use Notepad. So this Notepad, we use Notepad in Windows and we create the files. We go here, file, create a new, and we type here and we save it. But in Linux, we have to use Notepad editor called a VI. So VI is a editor, just like we use in Windows Notepad. Here we will be using VI Nano. There are multiple editors, but just like we use Notepad and Notepad++. So Notepad is inbuilt in our Windows system. We don't need to install it separately. But if we have to use Notepad++, we need to install it. Similarly, in Linux, we have inbuilt editor that is called as VI. Now let's create one more file and give it a name as VI file 4. So this way you can see the terminal will open. So now here you will see the complete new screen is open and it is showing number 1. So what it represents? It represents line number 1. Okay. And here you can see it is showing at the bottom file 4 in bracket new. And here you can see it is showing 0, 0, 1. And then what it is representing 0, 0, 1, it is showing you are at position 0 and line number 1. So if I type welcome, so I cannot type it directly. So now this file is open in read only mode. So I need to open it into the insert mode. To open the file into insert mode, I need to press the key I on my keyboard. So observe here at the bottom, it is showing file 4 in bracket new. Now I will press I on my keyboard. So as soon as I press I on my keyboard, you can see it is showing insert. So now here, if I start typing, I will be able to type. So this way I can type, and here you can see 1 is line number 1 and 34 is my position of cursor. At the place of 34 currently cursor is located. So now I will press enter, and here you can see it is number is changed 2 and 1 means line number 2 position 1. So let me type something here. So I typed this. So now here I am at insert. So to save this in Windows, we do Control S. Similarly here, we have to do use separate commands. So first I am into the insert mode. So I need to switch off that mode. How I can do? I need to press escape key. So you can see this insert is disappear. Then I will use colon. See at the bottom of my screen, it is colon and then W, W for writing and Q for quit. It means in file 4, write these lines and quit the terminal. That is notepad editor. So I will type WQ and press enter. So now you can see it has closed that editor and it taken us back to the console. Let me reshare the screen. Just a second. Okay. So now here we have this saved a file successfully. Now again, I need to check if that file is saved or not. How I can do that? For that reason, what I need to do, I need to open that file again. Same command I can use VIF. Now you can see I am typing FY and I am pressing tab. So you can see it is showing me file 1, file 2, file 3, file 4. Why? Because these are the 4 files having same name up to file and difference is only last digit 1, 2, 3, 4. So it has taken common part, that is file, and depending on which file I have to open, I have to press that key file 4 and now the file will be open. So here you can see it is showing the file welcome to DevOps sessions day 2 daily 8 to 9 p.m. Here at the bottom it is showing name of a file 4. It is showing how many lines of code it is. So it has only 2 lines. Then size of that file is 47 bytes and current cursor position is line 1 and 1. Now here if I want to get out of this editor, then again I need to press colon and Q. Q for quit. Easy. Press Q and you will get out of editor. But now if you think you don't want to open the editor and still you want to read the content of the file, then there is a command called cat. So file 4. So cat file 4 will show you the content of the files on your console itself. So you don't need to open editor. Okay. So is it easy? Give me a thumbs up if you think it's easy. If I am going fast, type fast in the chat box. Or if you're okay with speed, give me a thumbs up. We will continue with the same speed. If you think I am going fast, type fast in the chat box. Okay. So let's revise what we have learned in till today, like till this time. So what we have done, let me, okay, now you can see my screen is full. So I want to clear all this. So simple command I have to use, that is clear, and it will clean my screen. Clear. So you can see my screen is completely clean. So now let's revise what we have learned. First we check how to check the computer name. The command is host name. Now you can see it has given a beautiful error. What it says, host name command not found. Why it is given error? Can anyone guess? Type in the chat box if you got the answer. I will tell, there is a spelling mistake. Host name spelling was wrong. So this is the only way to understand your command will give output or not. So whenever you are running command and you didn't see any error, it means your command has been executed successfully. So now I am typing correct command, that is hostname, and pressing enter. It will give me output, that is node 1. So I could check which server I am logged in. Next thing, who am I? Means which user I am logged in. So I am logged in as a user root. So this is my username. Next thing, what? Let's say I want to check the IP address of my machine. So here you can see it is showing root, that is user name @IP address. So this is IP address. So how I can, let's say if it is not visible, then there is a command ifconfig. If you are aware about ipconfig in Windows, you have to just simply replace it with ifconfig, and this command will give you the IP address. So you can see here there are much Ethernet cards, and here you can see inet address, that is 192.168.0.63. Same address you can see here, root, that is user at the rate IP address. So this is a Linux style of showing the terminal. So it will show always username at the rate followed by IP address or followed by server name or machine name. Okay. Now here this will show all the Ethernet cards which are connected. So here you can see there are Docker 0, Ethernet 0, Ethernet 1 and LO. So these are the cards which are connected. But here or this is a IP address which is it using for the primary. If you are having some networking understanding, you will able to understand it. Okay. Now here again I want to clear the screen. I will simply type clear. Then we learn how to create a directory. Simple command is, before creating directory, we need to check where we are. The command is pwd, present working directory. So it will show you /root/directory. So now here, if you create directory, this directory will get created inside this directory. So mkdir day2. So now I am creating a directory. So you can see I didn't see any error. At the same time, I could not find it created or not. So then I will use command ls. So as soon as I use command ls, you can see day2 directory is showing in a blue color. And this file1, file2, file3, file4 is showing in a white color. Why? Because day2 is a directory and these are simple files. That's why it is differentiating using color. So blue colored is a directory or folder and white colors are the files. So now here you can see ls will show you the number of files. Then we learn how to create of multiple files using command touch. So we can create multiple files or we can create a single file. So, but it will create, whenever you will use touch command, it will create empty files. It will not have any data. So touch file 5, I am creating it and let do ls. So you can see one more file has been added, that is file 5. Now here I want to read that file content without opening that file. So we have a command called cat and file name cat file 5. So you will see nothing because file 5 is a empty file. It do not contain any data. Then similarly, we can check cat file 4 where we have stored 2 lines of. So here you can see cat command is showing 2 lines which are saved in that file. Okay. So everyone clear up to this? So this is a part which we have learned in last 30 minutes. Okay, so if everyone is good with this part, give me a thumbs up and we will continue the next part. Anyone has any doubt regarding any command, any execution, you can feel free to ask. You can raise your question or you can ask in the chat box. Okay, great. So,
Hi.
hello.
Hello.
Yeah, hi
Yeah.
Avantika.
Can you please show again like how to create the contents in the file, like the
Sure.
notepad you explained?
Yeah, sure, will do.
Thank you.
So now here, okay, great. So if you have any questions, so please ask without hesitation, because this may be a question to others as well, but they may be hesitating like you. Okay, so here we have created files using touch command, that is empty files. Let's say we have created a file 5 and now I want to add some content into it. So I will use notepad editor. So here in Windows we use Notepad. In Linux we have V editor. Then we have multiple editors. Nano editor is also there. But depending on we need vi is a default one, just like notepad. All computers has notepad editor, so we'll prefer using vi. Then there is a vim editor as well. So just like we have notepad plus plus, we have multiple editors in windows. Similarly, there are multiple editors in linux as well, but vi is a default one which we don't need to install. So now here, let's say we want to add content to file 5. So I will type vi file 5. So and press enter. So it will open editor first. So when editor is open, you cannot type directly here. Let me open. Okay. So for that, you have to observe the bottom of the screen. Here it is showing file 5, 0 lines, 0 byte. It means it is empty file. And in last time when I opened, it was showing new. Why? Because that file was not saved yet. But this is already saved a file. Hence, it is showing 0L 0 bytes. And here it is showing the position of a cursor, that is at 0 0 hyphen 1. So now here I want to add the code. So first I need to, so by default, editor will open the file in read only mode. To enter the data, you need to open insert mode. How you can do that? Just simply press I on your keyboard. If you press I on your keyboard, you will see the file is open in insert mode. Now here you can type data which we are. So I will type syllabus and then Linux. What we are going to learn? Linux, Git, GitHub, and here we have to use only keyboard, no other option we have. Docker, Kubernetes. You can write it like this as well. KTS, then Terraform, ADO, that is Azure DevOps CI/CD engine, then Mend, Trivi. So these are the tools which we are going to cover in our syllabus. Then we will have projects. We will have session on resume preparation, profile tips for Naukri and LinkedIn. And then finally, we will have mock interviews. So in nutshell, I have explained the syllabus of our course as well. So there is more than that, but I just created file for our understanding. Okay, so now here I want to save this file. So now you can observe it is currently in insert mode. So you need to change the mode first. How you can do? Press colon, press escape key first, then this insert will disappear. Then you have to press colon. See at the bottom of the screen, two dots. So that is called as a colon, and you have to type WQ. WQ is nothing but write and quit. So WQ will save that file and exit from the editor. So now here I want to see the content of the file without opening. So how I can do that? File 5, and now you can see the content using cat command. So now simple thing, you have to use vi. You have to type the name of a file and then press I button to start typing. Once you type I, your file editor will take into the insert mode, and then you can start typing. Once you done the typing, then you have to press colon and WQ. WQ is nothing but W for write, Q for quit. So this process will save your file in Linux. Okay, so I hope now everyone understood how to open file using VI editor, how to save it using colon WQ. Okay, great. Now what next? So let's say we want to rename this file. Okay, so we want rename this file. We want to copy this file to the different location. Then for every task, we have a commands. So let's say this is a file 5. I want to rename it. Then how I can do? So mv is a command which will rename the file. So first thing, what is the current file name? That is file 5. File 5. Type it. So this is a current name. Sorry, I made a mistake. Okay, now it's perfect. file5 file5. So this is current file name. And now I want to rename it to the syllabus. So I will type mv file 5 and then new name where I want to rename it, and I will press enter. So now if I do ls, you will see file 5 has been disappeared. So here you can see file 5 is no more exist, but it has renamed to the new file name, that is syllabus. So now here we can check. Let me clear the screen. Okay. Now I'm doing ls. So you can see this syllabus is a new file name, or we have renamed this file 5 to syllabus. How we can verify? Use command cat. So you don't need to open with editor. You will read it on a console. So you can see here, this is a same file we have just renamed. So how we can rename this? Using a mv command. mv stands for move. So this is a command which is used for two purposes. The first, mv command can be used to rename the file as well as move the file. Just like we do control X, control V in Windows, we can use mv command to move the files from one directory to another directory. So how we can do that? So first, create, see where we are into the root and directory. If I am doing ls, it will show me where it is. So now here you can see, now here this is a day 2 is again directory. So if I go to that, let's say cd and day 2, and if I do ls, you will see nothing because it is an empty directory. And at the same time, you can see it is showing directory slash day 2, means currently where you are. So now let's think you want to move this syllabus file into this day 2 directory. So how you can do that? So first, you need to come back where this file is located, syllabus. So this syllabus is located into the directory. So how we can go back? Use cd, simply two dots. It will take you one location behind. Now you can see earlier I was into the directory slash day 2. I just typed cd slash dot dot. I came back to the slash directory. So in this location, what are the files? I can check ls. You can see there is a file called syllabus. So now my intention is move this syllabus file into the day 2. So how I can do that? Same command you can use mv, then type the file name. So this is a current your file name which you have moved to the day 2. So simply type here day 2 and press enter. Okay, so let's try to understand what I have done. So this is a current path of syllabus file. This is at directory, so I don't need to mention the previous anything. And then new path will be I have to move this file to slash day 2 directory. So now if I do ls, you will see syllabus file which was available here is now more available into same location slash directory. So if you want to access this file, how you can access? So simple, if you don't want to change your current location, you can type cat slash day 2 slash syllabus. Okay, it is saying can't open is not a directory. So you can check if you made any spelling mistake. Sylabus, Sylabus. Okay. Okay. So you are not, it is not. So let me clear this so you will not get confused. Okay. So now I am doing ls. You can see day 2 is here. This is directory. So first go to that cd day and do ls. Okay. So it is, if you do ls, it is not showing file day 2. Then we can check uh, previous command which we have used using the up arrow. It will show you all the commands which you have used. So the mv has been changed syllabus slash day 2. Is there any change? Day 2 is file name is correct. Day 2, day 2. Okay. So this file has been moved. Okay. So it is not showing into day 2 ls-la. So it will show you all the files. Okay. So this is not available here. Okay. Why this is happening? Because the current one which we are practicing is not a proper Linux machine. This is a Docker image. So it has not all full flex. So this is happening. Okay. No problem. So we'll try it again. Let's try to go back cd dot dot come again. You are into directory. So cd slash d2. It's not a directory. Okay. So let's create a two folders mkdir dir2 ls. Now we have two directories day2 and dir2. Okay. So now here I want to move this file one to the day2. So I will use command mv slash file1 and then I will give the path to day2 and now I will check ls. So file 1 is not available here. Okay, so where we have moved that? We have moved it into the day 2. So I will go to cd day 2. I will do ls and you can see the file 1 is present. So that way we can move the file from one directory to another. Okay, so let's do it once again. Okay, so let's see currently where we are. We are into the pwd. So I want to go to back to the, sorry, typo error, cd. Okay, now I am back to the ls. So here you can see I have two directories day2 and dir2 and I have file2 file3 file4. So now here if I want to move this file2 to dir2 or day2, then I can use mv command, mv file2. So this will move this file to the directory where I want to move. So let's say I want to move it to the dir2 this time and I will press enter. And if I do ls again, you will see file2 is no more exist. So then how I can check if file has been successfully moved or not? So I can use cat dir2 slash file2. You can see it is showing result, but this is an empty file. That's why it is not showing any content. To check that file, we need to go actually to that location. So how we can do that? Cd dir2 and now do ls. So you will able to see file2. What is the path of file2 is now new path slash directory dir2. How we move this file? Using command mv. So mv is a command which is used to rename file as well as move file from one place to another place. So mv file to dir2. So now we have moved this file to the new location. Okay. Did you understand? Okay. Did you understand how to move files from one place to another? Is it easy? So mv is little bit confusing because mv is used to rename the files as well as move the files. Okay. So now we learn how to rename the file, how to move the file. Now we will learn how to copy the files. Okay, because we learn to move files from one directory to another. Now let's learn how to copy the files from one location, like how to make a duplicate files. Simple. Okay, so now for that, let's see what are the files we have. We have only file2. Okay, so what I will do, I will open this file and add some content into it so that we will come to know file has been copied or not. So vi file2 and I will open it insert mode. So I will press I. Let's learn how to copy files in Linux. So this is a line I have added. We can copy the files using cp command. So this is a command which we are going to use. So now I want to save this file. How I can do? Press escape colon WQ. W for write, Q for quit. Easy to remember. Okay, now let's see content of the file2. Cat. You can see these two lines are already there. So cat is a command which allows us to read the content without opening that file. So you can see I used the content cat file2 and it is showing me the content. Now let's use cp command to create a duplicate file or copy of that file. Simple cp name of file file2 and I will give name as a copied file just to understand and press enter. So as soon as you press enter, the copy is created. How we can check? Do ls. Ls will list all the files available in the directory. So ls. So now I will cat copied file and you can see the same content which we have typed in the file2 is available in this file copied file. You can see so file has been successfully copied. So let's revise concept today. What we learn? We learn how to rename file using mv command. Then we learn how to move file using mv command. Then we learn how to copy the file. So what is the trick to remember this? So if you have observed carefully, I will do ls. Okay, let's say you are using mv command. So you have to use this for renaming the file. Then what you have to do? What is the first name? That is source. So let's say this is a source name. And now you don't want to move this file. You want to rename it. Then you will give the file name new. So now you can see there is no existing folder at this location which has name new. So what I am doing, I am giving a new name. So new file. So this mv command will rename this file. If I do ls, you will see copied file has been renamed to new file. How we can check? Cat type new file, press enter. So you will see this file is renamed. Now here I want to move this file, new file. Okay, so how I can do that? So for that, what I can do, I have to use mv, give the current path, current name. What is current name? New file, and where I want to move it. So let's see, I want to move it to one location back. Then I will type slash direct ory. I want to move it to the one location back and press enter. Okay, it is saying new, we can't rename new file, not a directory. Okay, so I will remove this slash. Okay, so here I don't need to add slashes, directly give the path. But here what is happening? It is has been moved or renamed. Can anyone tell me? Let's check what it has done. It has renamed it because I have not given the path. So here what I am trying to do, I am inside the directory folder and then I am trying to move it to the path. So for that, if I want to move this file, then I need to give the complete path, directory slash dir2 slash directory directory. And then I have to give the new path where I want to move it. So direct. Okay, I will show you how you can do copy paste as well. So in Linux also we can use copy paste, but the syntax will be different. So select this and copy paste. You have to use control insert and shift insert. So if you use control insert, it will copy, and if you use shift insert, it will paste. So just like control X, control V, you can use control insert, shift insert. So now here I have to move this file to this location into the directory. So what I have to move this file, this is a path where I have to move. I have to move it to the new location, that is directory. So press enter. Okay, so it is why it is not happening? Because here it is getting confused. So for that, let me create a new folders here so that it will easily able to understand. New dir. So I created a directory, new dir, ls. So here you can see there is a directory and new directory. So now we can use mv command to move this file to the new directory. So I am using new dir, and if I do ls, now you will see this directory file has been moved. So here you have to give the current path here, the name of a file from current location, and add the path where you have to move. So we can check cd new dir to ls. You will see there is a file called a directory, and we can read it using cat command, and you will see these two lines of code is available here. So this way you can use move command to move files from one location to another. Remember what you have to do, you have to go to the root location of where file exists and then mv file name and add new location. So this will use to move the file, then to copy the file. So now here sorry, ls, here is a directory. So if I want to move, copy this or create a new file, I can use directory as a first name and new file. So I will give new directory. So it will create a copy of it. And I can check ls. You can see directory is available here, and this is a copied one. So let's open it using cat command, and you will see the same content is available here. So that's why we learned how to use mv command to rename the file, how to use mv command to move the files, and how to use cp command to copy the files in the second last 30 minutes. So if you revise, we have learned 10 commands. First, host name to check the computer name, then who am I to check the username, then ls to see where what are the files available. Then we learn command pwd, that is present working directory, to show your current path. So these many commands we have learned today. Okay, so now I will stop here and I will open forum for question and answer. If there is any command which you not understood, you are confused, you can freely ask here. And thing is it, okay, give me a thumbs up if you think it's very easy. Give me a thumbs up if you think this is very easy. Give me a dislike if you think it is difficult. Okay, I can see thumbs up. I expect a response from everyone. Please don't be a passive listener, be an active listener. Okay, so if you think this is easy because you just learned this, so keep it easy forever. You have to do the practice, otherwise you will forget after 7 days if you don't practice. But if you practice, you will never forget it. So now here you know how to do a practice, where to do a practice. You don't need any credit card, you don't need to create any account. You can use your Gmail account, existing one, to start the practice. Okay, so do you have any questions regarding today's class? Let me know, otherwise we will stop here.
Can you
Does anyone
explain me one more time for the new directory to new like a move directory? Can you explain one more time?
how to
One
move the
directory
files?
to yeah.
Sure. So we can use clear command to clear all things. Okay, let's create, see where we are, ls. So we have all these two files, we don't have any directory here. So mkdir, let's create a directory, dir2. So this is a directory. How I come to know? Looking at the color. So this is dir2 is a blue color, and this is a in white color. So there is again one more command, ls-la. So we can use it. So here you can see it is a description. So what it is, we will go in depth in the next session, but just see it is a D. So D stands for directory, and it starts with hyphen, it's empty, means these are the two files. Similarly, you can see there are hidden files, dot and double dot. So these are also directories. So easy peasy, just do ls. You will see blue colored one are directories, rest of these are the files. Now you have to move this directory file into dir2. Then what you will do, you will type mv and type the entire file name which you have to move. So source, this is called a source and this is called a destination. So this complete file name you have to type at the first place, and then where you have to move it, type this location dir2 and press enter. If you do ls, you will see file has been moved. See, this is ls command, and it was having dir directory and new directory. Now if I am doing ls, you will see this directory file which we have moved using mv command is inside this dir2. So this has been moved. How to check it? Cd, go inside that and again do ls. So you will see, and here you can track here as well. It is showing the complete path, directory slash dir2, new dir inside dir2, and this is your file directory which has been just moved from one location to another. Understood? So you need to
Got it.
do a
Thank you.
practice. You need to do a practice. You will make the maximum practice. You will have more clarity. Okay. Does anyone has any other question? You can feel free to ask. If you don't have a question, we'll meet tomorrow, same time, 8 to 9, and we will learn some more commands in Linux. Okay, so I don't see any hand raised. So I hope you understand and you enjoyed the session. See you tomorrow, 8 to 9. Till time, do the practice of whatever we have learned. And once you done the admissions, you will get notes of all these commands which we have learned. So it will be help you to do the practice as well. If you have made a decision to enroll and start your DevOps journey, please reach out to Prabhu sir. He will help you for the admission process. Okay. Thank you everyone. See you tomorrow. Bye bye.
Thank you.
Thank you everyone.
Thank you.